Good afternoon, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. This is Rich again, back for your second video blog of the day for Thursday, December 24th, 2015, around 2:36 in the afternoon in Billerica, Massachusetts. It's been a mix and sun and clouds today after early morning rain showers, and the temperatures are shooting up like wildfire. Billerica has recorded 69 degrees. Boston and Worcester, Massachusetts have set the records for the warmest Christmas Eve ever. And also, Worcester, Massachusetts also set another record about the latest snowfall ever recorded on a Pacific year. And they are supposing that it'll be at least 5 more days before that record before that record will probably be broken. Some news to report. Josh Elliott and NBC Sports have decided to part ways. Josh signed with NBC Sports in the spring of 2014, but he was kind of misused on NBC Sports because there was really nothing for him to do. It was talked to be about a successor to Bob Costas hosting the Olympics when Bob Costas ever decided to retire, but like Josh Elliott did minor roles for NBC Sports, and there's been rumors that Josh might return to Good Morning America in somewhat of a role. He's better suited off for like morning news programs instead of sports. Even though he started at sports, he's more known as like kind of morning newsman. And that's about it on news. My second video blog subject of the day is about the sad state of the Philadelphia 76ers, an NBA basketball team. The 76ers were one of the most storied franchises in NBA history, but for the past 25 years, the Sixers have been irrelevant in the NBA except for a brief run in the early 2000s. The Philadelphia 76ers started their history as the Syracuse Nationals when they entered the NBA in 1946, and then in 1963 they moved to the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. 1967 they won the NBA championship. They had some great players over the years like Will Chamberlain and Billy Cunningham and Hal Greer. They had a little bit of a down cycle in the early 70s. In 1972, 1973 they only won 9 games, but in the mid to late 70s they got Dr. J. Julius Erving from the ABA's New York Nets, and then soon Philadelphia was a great NBA team again because they got Maurice Cheeks and Bobby Jones, eventually Moses Malone. They made 3 NBA finals in the 1980s, winning the NBA championship in 1983. They also added Charles Barkley in 1984, and the run of the 76ers as like a legitimate NBA team that could win the NBA championship year in and year out probably ended around 1991 or so. Since 1991, the Philadelphia 76ers have been irrelevant. For a time in the 1990s, their win total decreased dramatically year by year. Charles Barkley left after 1992. They made some draft picks which turned out to be bust and stuff. The bottom fell out in 1995-1996 when they only won 18 games, but they got the number 1 pick of the NBA draft that year, which was Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson turned out to be probably the best player in 76ers history behind Julius Erving, Dr. J, and Charles Barkley. The 76ers eventually became like Allen Iverson's team. They added a few complementary pieces, and they started like a 6-year run of making the playoffs every year, beginning in 1999. It culminated in 2001 when the 76ers won the Eastern Conference. Allen Iverson was most valuable player of the NBA. They added Dikembe Mutombo at the trading deadline and other decent players. The 76ers made it to the NBA Finals in 2001, but they fell to the Los Angeles Lakers because this was the mistus of the 3-year run as the with the LA Lakers dynasty and stuff. There was no way Allen Iverson or the Philadelphia 76ers were ever going to beat the Lakers. And then a few years later, the 76ers become mediocre again. Allen Iverson demanded that the Philadelphia 76ers get decent NBA players or I'll leave or I'll request a trade. The 76ers traded Allen Iverson away to the Nuggets in 2006, and then for several years the 76ers became mediocre again, missing the playoffs year by year, getting draft picks that weren't that great. The only one they had, a decent one, was Andres Galoya. He turned out to be a decent NBA player, but not a superstar like Allen Iverson. In 2011 and 2012, the Philadelphia 76ers actually made the playoffs because the Eastern Conference was very weak and stuff. But they got booted out of the NBA playoffs in 2011, the first round, by the Miami Heat. And in 2012, that was the lockout season, the 76ers actually won a playoff series by beating the Chicago Bulls, but like Derrick Rose was out that series, and then the 76ers gave the Celtics a run for their money in the second round of the 2012 NBA playoffs, but the Celtics experience won out when they beat the 76ers in 7 games in the Eastern Conference semi-finals. The 76ers lacked the true scorer and stuff, and they were like a few maybe moves away from being maybe a perennial contender in the NBA's Eastern Conference, but they just screwed it up again because they didn't have, like, the NBA roster was a lot of fringe players and stuff, and the next year they missed the playoffs by a wide margin. And then this is when the team started to sink downwards. 2013, 2014, they lost 26 straight games and only won about 18 games. And they got a high draft pick, Joel Edmondson, who from Kansas, but he's yet to play an NBA game because he has foot problems and he might never play an NBA game again. And he's never played an NBA game. That's not good. When you get a high draft pick and he has foot problems, serious foot problems, that's not good. And 2014, 2015, the 76ers start a major losing streak at the start of the season, and then they play mediocre basketball again, and they finish out of the playoffs, winning only maybe 17 games. Get another draft pick. This time, Jamal Okafor of Duke, which he was a top draft pick, but he's like the only star they have on the team. Most of the stars they have on the team, it's just like fringe NBA players or NBA developmental players at best. It's like a junior varsity basketball team. And this year, the 76ers have only won 1 game, and they have 30 losses right now. It's pitiful and stuff like that. And this concerns the NBA big time and stuff. Why is the 76ers continue to lose and stuff? And even though they get high draft picks, they don't pan out. Maybe it could be a lot of things. Maybe the management or the ownership is not committed to winning and stuff, and it's continuing to tank and stuff like that. But tanking does not guarantee you the number 1 pick in the NBA draft and stuff. Their coach Brett Brown got a contract extension for only winning 30 some odd games for his entire 76ers career. That's not good, getting a contract extension for, losing big time. Is it going to benefit for this when the Sixers are ever going to get good again? It's awful and stuff. They brought in Jerry Colangelo as the president of basketball operations and Mike D'Antoni as an associate coach and stuff. And hopefully they could rearrange them to be a competitive team again. But when are you going to ever be competitive? Maybe a long, long time. Many veteran free agents in the NBA do not want to go to the Philadelphia 76ers because they can continue to lose and stuff. And many players probably, if they continue to lose, probably a lot of high draft picks probably don't want to go to Philadelphia because they keep on losing and stuff. It's awful. I think NBA Commissioner David Stern should, Adam Silver, the current NBA Commissioner, should really look into why the 76ers continuing to lose all the time and not benefiting with high draft picks. It could be a management thing. It could be anything. I think Adam Silver should really consider forcing the 76ers to get new ownership, or he should maybe threaten to move the franchise out of Philadelphia, maybe to Seattle, because Seattle really wants an NBA team again, and the fans of the Philadelphia 76ers aren't showing up for the games because they continue to lose. That's awful and stuff, and it would be such a shame if the city of Philadelphia loses an NBA team. But if they continue to lose, and if many of the NBA players, veteran players, do not want to play in Philadelphia, there might be no choice to pull the plug on the 76ers and moving them to a city that really would want them, and maybe they'll benefit from a winning team and stuff. And that's about it, what I got to say about the Philadelphia 76ers. My third and final video blog's coming up. It will be about the Merrimack Regional Transit Authority. No, the Merrimack Valley Regional Transit Authority, Keep calm, everybody. And I'm a Julie Button guy. Molly Rosenblatt of WCCO. Channel 4 in Minneapolis, St. Paul Roxon has nice legs. Elizabeth Hart, so stunning. Amy Swensey's the best. Barbara Gibbs of ABC 11 has a sweet southern accent, and she's got nice legs. And in the words of Dr. Thomas Sharkey, this action will not be tolerated at BMHS. See you later, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. And don't forget, any shout-outs or plugs, private message me, and it will be shouted out or plugged. Bye now.